As you understood from the title, today the topic of our video is the Scandinavian countries, and the amazing conditions they provide for their inhabitants. Although sunny days are in short supply here and these countries are like little ice kingdoms, the percentage of happy people is one of the highest both in Europe and in the world. But what actually makes Northerners so happy? How did they achieve such a good standard of living? Let's see together, and you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Scandinavia is located in the northernmost part of Europe, surrounded by the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. Here live the descendants of the Vikings and the ancient northern peoples, such as the Sami for example. Although the most famous and large Scandinavian countries are Finland, Denmark, Sweden and Norway, but Iceland, the Faroe Islands and Greenland are also part of them. The study of the world's happiest countries index, which has been held since 2012, the Scandinavian countries have consistently occupied the top places, which has already stopped surprising people. In 2022, the first place is taken by Finland once again. Denmark occupies the second position, followed by Norway in third and Iceland in fourth place, and Sweden in seventh place. When we look at the city-by-city survey, naturally Finland's capital Helsinki is the city that wins the battle, being home to the happiest people in the world. At first glance, these countries look dreary and gray due to the meteorological conditions here. The long winter, the constant rain and snow make people looking from the outside think that this is a depressing place where the bad feelings would outweigh the good, but it's just the opposite. But how are the Scandinavians different from the rest? How did they find the way to happiness? You're probably thinking that happiness here is directly tied to the financial status of these countries, and you're largely right. Rest assured, however, that wealth and happiness do not always go hand in hand. For example, we will give you Singapore, which is an extremely rich country, but ranks only 27th on the happiness index, and Kuwait, which is also an extremely economically powerful country, is only 57th. The key to happiness here is equal distribution of income. These countries, unlike some Arab countries that are rich in oil and gas, have taken care to distribute income among people equally, thus they have avoided the formation of classes of very rich and very poor people, as is the example of most Arab countries. Scandinavians attach great importance to human rights, as they are among the most free and democratic countries. Therefore, their governing bodies have ensured that every single person leads a dignified lifestyle by working to live and not living to work. The population here is very well educated, most people are happy with their professions and earn well enough to afford absolutely anything they want. The state system of these countries is built largely on social policy, and although they pay very high taxes, the Scandinavians are sure that this money is returned to the people in the form of social assistance, building infrastructure and conditions for social life, education and much other factors. According to research, negative weather conditions, which I mentioned for the third time in the video, do not play a special role in people's mood. Corruption is reduced to zero, politics is conducted completely transparently, and there are no secrets for the people. If you remember our video about Norway, there we told you that all the revenue from oil production in the country goes straight to the state treasury, from where the state distributes it to the population. I'll leave a link to the video in the description for those of you who haven't seen it. Gender equality is also a very important factor to mention. Here, no one will insult you or expose you to society because of your different sexual orientation. Here, education, culture and attitude towards people is at the highest level and no one allows themselves to belittle or insult in any way a person with a different sexual orientation. Such actions would be more appropriate for some poor countries whose politicians do all kinds of things to direct public attention and often use tricks like religious, ethnic, and gender divisions to prevent their poor citizens from noticing how they are actually working for themselves, not for their peoples. We hope that one day all the countries of the world will come close to the welfare of the Scandinavians, because regardless of religion, skin color, or ethnicity, all inhabitants of this planet have the right to lead a free and dignified life. If you like our video, please subscribe to our channel so we can keep making similar content.